You're watching WHPS, Highland Park, Detroit.
FM 88.1 WHPR, Highland Park.
WVIE 107.3 FM Charlotte, Amalia, Virgin Islands.
The views and opinions expressed on the following show are not necessarily the views and opinions of WHPS, its affiliates, management, or sponsors.
Feedback. Hi, this is Theo Broughton.
And I am Thabiti Mpinda.
Inviting you to join us each Monday at 9 a.m. for Feedback,
A positive image production by Hood Research.
Encourage others to tune in each Monday on
Comcast Detroit, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, watch WHPR TV Network anywhere.
And take us along with you. Feedback. A positive image production by Hood Research. My name is Theo Broughton, co-founder of Hood Research, and my co-host.
Yes, indeed. Mr. Mark Cummings is here. How's everybody doing? It's going to be a great show.
All right. And we just want to say good morning to everybody, and good morning to Rosa and Vera, and to Carl and Katrina, and just so many of you. And we enjoy meeting you as we go through our community on a regular basis. This morning we have with us our guest, Ricardo Moore. Ricardo Moore is currently our police commissioner, and we just want you to learn about Ricardo Moore. Ricardo, thank you for joining us this morning, and tell everyone, who is Ricardo Moore?
First of all, thanks for having me, Theo. You and Mark, it's always good to see you in the place. Lifelong resident of the city of Detroit, born and raised here. Graduated of Detroit Public Schools when they called it DPS, not DPSCD. Murray Wright High School, Western Michigan University. I have my bachelor's degree from Western Michigan with my major in criminal justice. I have a master's in Central Michigan, honorably discharged from the United States Army as a military police and logistics specialist. I was the youngest member of the Detroit Police Department's Lieutenant Corps when I left in 2005. I went on to work with the feds, where I gained secret and top secret security clearances, working for the Bureau of Prisons and working for the United States Postal Inspection Service. I worked in Lansing as the Chief of Staff for the Michigan House of Representatives. I was elected the first time to the Police Commission in 2013. I took a break and I was appointed by the Director of Corrections to serve on the parole board, and I did a 4-year appointment there, and then I came back to do a write-in campaign for the Police Commission, and this is my second time on the Police Commission. So everything I've done, Theo, is for the betterment of Detroit. Everything. It always leads back here to our city.
Right. And that's what we need, more elected officials who are concerned about the city and its residents. And I appreciate that. I had a question. When you were with the Postal Service, was it anywhere during the time when the postmaster was instructing people to destroy sorting machines?
No, I don't recall that. Now, if that was the case, which is illegal.
And they still haven't.
And that was under Trump.
They still haven't gotten rid of him.
I was there pre-Trump.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah,
they still have not gotten rid of the Postmaster General. And I'm hearing that the process for that, which is really strange, is that the president cannot fire the Postmaster General. What he can do is put board members on who can fire the Postmaster General. But for some reason, that's a slow process to come about.
Very much so. Yeah.
Right. Now, at this time, you are campaigning?
I am campaigning. I am running for Michigan Senate in District 1. So people were saying, well, you just got elected to police commission. Why would you run for Senate? Because Detroit is under attack. And that's what people don't realize or didn't realize. So being the police commission, I talked to and spoke with my attorney, Powers and Chapman. They said that you could, or that I could hold both positions because the police commission is a non-paid position. And I said, I'm going to do Senate because I do know and understand the issues dealing with the state because I work for the state on a couple of different positions. But when I say Detroit is under attack, you have to see the redistricting and the restructuring of how they've done and carved up Detroit. They're saying they did it under population and the census. At the same time, I would still say that a lot of people who live outside the city of Detroit will benefit greatly from that redistricting and not necessarily Detroit. So I'm one of the few people in Detroit that has a fighting chance to continue representing us.
I got you.
Well, you know, Ms. Brown, I'd just like to ask, because, I mean,
Sure.
we hear about the police commission,
Right.
but really nobody understands what exactly the police commission does.
Great question, Mark. Guess what? 1974, the late, great Coleman Alexander Young put that board together. It was a five-member appointed board. And the reason why was because so much police brutality. STRESS, which was an acronym, Stop the Robberies, Enjoy Safe Streets, the Big Four, things of that nature.
Right.
And the late, great Coleman Alexander Young understood it had to be a civilian oversight board. So he got together, he got some doctors, he got some high-powered attorneys, things of that nature, white and black, to make sure that this police department was going to be in order. He also fought with the union, so that's where the board started.
Okay.
So evolving, you had these five appointees of the mayor. In 2012, the charter changed to say that now we're going to expand the commission. We're going to have 11 people.
Wow,
We're going to have
that's a big expansion.
a huge expansion. 4 appointed by the mayor, 1 elected by each of the 7 charter mandated districts. So it's 11 altogether. The issue is the marketing. The mayor still controls the budget with the city council. And do you think a council member really wants us to be empowered with funds the way we should be and we could be the next challenger for that person? No. So we definitely need more funding in that position. And that's why you haven't heard. A lot of people do not even know the Board of Police Commissioners exists.
And they don't know who's on there.
They don't know who's on there.
Oh,
They really don't.
I
And it's
didn't know
done
that.
intentionally because if you start marketing us, then you give us name recognition and credibility, which means that it's very easy for us to run for city council in that same district.
So
Even though I don't
that's-
have, and I'll tell you right now, I don't have any plans for running for city council in District 7. So my council member is safe, so to speak. I can't say that for the other 6.
Now, if
Wow.
if the citizens have a complaint or a problem with the Detroit Police Department, they usually wonder, who do they call? Do they call you guys?
Yeah, absolutely. We're the investigative arm, or we handle that investigative arm in a civilian. So we handle the non-criminal complaints, Mark. The criminal complaints go to the internal affairs for the police department. And that number for us is 596-1830, 596-1830.
That's 313 people.
That's 313-596-1830, where you can file a complaint if a police officer's demeanor is off, because that's the number one complaint we're getting, because we have a lot of younger police officers now, 2 years or less, and it's the demeanor complaint that's number one. They don't know
Just
how to
don't
talk
know how
to
to talk
folks.
to us, huh?
Yeah, just don't know how to talk.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is there a training that's being organized to address that issue?
Our chief investigator, he's the interim chief investigator, Lawrence Akbar. He's been in place for some time.
Yes. 20-some years.
Yeah, well, actually, he's in the 40s because he worked for the police department first, and now he's the acting chief investigator, and we're in the process of trying to find a permanent chief investigator. He has put together programs for the chief, and the chief is a good man. He's listening to our investigators. So we have these issues here, and we're going to implement what you're saying. So there has been some changes since Chief White has been in office, which are different from the previous police chief, which was very, he really didn't have any substance to him. And I'll just be flat out. The previous police chief was good at style. He was good at being seen on TV and talking his talking points, but the substance wasn't there. He didn't know about force continuums and the 5 parts of an arrest and things that the average police chief would know. So
That's why they called him Hollywood.
Hollywood, it was all
Chris.
style, but the problem, Theo, is people buy into that. And they look at that as being credible, as opposed to say, oh, that's incredible. He doesn't really know what he's talking about. So that's why he didn't come to the Board of Police Commissioner meetings.
Right,
He
I
had a-
remember that.
He didn't come. We did our research on him. It was so bad. His attendance was so bad in 2014 and 2015, we did research in 2016 intentionally, and he only went to 30% of the meetings.
Oh, wow.
The charter mandates that he goes to all the meetings. But he'll be in Sinbad's at the bar after the meetings, you know, and that's where he hung out.
Lord. Now, what about the current chief, please? Does he come to all of the
He comes to
meetings?
all the meetings. He sits in, he answers our questions. I talk to him 2 or 3 times a week. I talk to his executive staff, and it's all about making Detroit better on citizen complaints, different issues that citizens have. Downtown on the river, for example, this weekend, it was a peaceful weekend for some unique reason that I'll discuss with you and Mark later. But yeah, this is a very open police chief. He's a man of substance. He cares. He came up through the ranks of the police department. It was very well known in the 6th precinct, which is a part of my district, District 7, which encompasses the 2nd, 6th, and 10th precinct. So I think this police chief is very good, and I hope to have him around a long time.
Call him out by name, because some folks out there might not even know we got a new
Right.
police chief.
James White. Matter of fact, Mark, his 1 year is coming up in June, next month. Chief James White is the police chief of the city of Detroit.
Indeed, indeed. Now, something that just kind of got my antenna up was you said it's 5 points to an arrest. What are those 5 points? Because we learn stuff here in feedback. Our listeners get in here and they gonna pick up some good stuff.
Right. Force, intent, custody, authority, and submission. Those are the 5 points. Force, intent, custody, authority, and submission. So when you start talking about Craig and how he wasn't certified as a police chief, he couldn't arrest anybody because he didn't have the authority to.
Okay.
So you got to have force, intent, custody, authority, and submission. So if I'm just kicking it with you on the street as a police officer, and I'm just really talking to you, my intent is not to arrest you, I'm just really talking to you.
Okay.
Now, if that threshold passed a certain time limit, like 20 or 30 minutes, okay, well, why are we having a 20 or 30-minute conversation?
So then we got to know about the intent piece.
Absolutely,
Now,
absolutely.
where does the force piece come in?
Force means that you have the right to take somebody and put them in handcuffs. You have the ability to take them and put handcuffs on them, or to get them to do what you need them to do for them to submit to the arrest.
Okay, so force, submission,
Force
intent.
Remember FICAs on the check stub?
Right.
FICAs? That's what I just gave you, was FICAs. Force, intent, custody, authority, and submission. So just remember FICAs. That's how I passed the promotional exam. It's a FICAs.
Association?
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
FICAs.
Acronyms.
That's very good. Now, somewhere I read or heard that if a person is held for 20 minutes, they're under arrest.
And that's what we were just talking about. That's where the intent comes from.
20
Why are we having more than a 20-minute
20-minute
conversation?
conversation.
So it could be some things that will prolong or make that 20 minutes legitimate. For example, the computer system might be down. So therefore, I'm waiting for your name to come back in the system while I'm having this conversation with you, or while I have you stopped at a traffic stop. So the officer has to articulate why he or she did what they did in that time frame while you had me and you didn't arrest me.
Oh, okay.
And also, what I forgot to mention to you and Mark, I'm the chairman of the Citizen Complaint Committee.
Oh, good.
So I'm reading a whole bunch of interesting stuff. And sometimes I have to say, no, I don't like this. Y'all have to redo this because I don't like the case. I'll give you the perfect example. A lady was not familiar with downtown Detroit. It's a police officer in front of her. So she's honking her horn to get the officer's attention. She's honking. The officer's still driving. Now, officer, you know.
He's irritated because she's home.
There you go. See, now you picked up on the story already. So she's able to get side by side with the officer.
Uh-oh.
What you want?
Oh.
She said nothing. And she filed a complaint because her demeanor was off. So when we talked to the officer, I didn't talk to the officer, an investigator talked to the officer. What he says is she was honking the horn like a body was falling from the sky. So in other words, by his own admission, he was irritated, like you said. They said there was nothing wrong with that.
Huh?
Yeah, they said that the officer was okay in his act. I was like, no, it's not. I said, I'm not signing off on this. Yeah, so those type of things, and that's why you have the check and balance, you know, because now you're talking about the bowels of the police department. You're talking about non-criminal complaints. But guess what? there are complaints that are of a criminal nature, which Internal Affairs handles.
Okay.
So the issue for citizens, how can the police investigate the police? We're talking about criminal stuff.
So if you get roughed up by the police, that's a criminal deal.
Absolutely. Now, it depends on what level of force, going back to that. If it's a light level of force, like I'm just redirecting you, or a light type of force, we will handle that. However, if it's some heavy duty where you get injured or something like that, Internal Affairs would handle that.
Got you. Got you.
But the main thing is, if you think it's a complaint, call us. And I give out my personal cell number. You know, I work for the people. This is my personal cell. Had the number for years, 313-215-0398. 313-215-0398. Please call me if you have any questions, comments, or concerns about the Detroit Police Department.
That's right, folks. Write these numbers down when you
Yes.
watch this show now.
No, that's right.
You got to know that.
Yes.
Right. So now, the police commission, made up of 11 members, 7 elected, 4 appointed, meet on a regular basis. Tell us about that.
That's funny that you mentioned that, Theo. This Thursday we won't meet
Oh,
because they took a vote that because it's the Thursday before the holiday, we're not going to meet. Now, that violates the city charter. So when it came down to a vote, it was 7 commissioners at this particular meeting, and the vote passed 5-2 that we didn't have to meet. We meet every Thursday. Our second Thursday of the month, we meet at 6:30 in the evening in the community, somewhere in the community. But that 3 p.m. is our standard meeting time. It's been that way for decades. Every Thursday we meet except for Christmas, New Year's, and Thanksgiving. But I encourage citizens to increase the participation. You know, and that's the reason why our city is in the state it's in, because a lot of citizens don't participate. They're not a part of community groups. They're not a part of block clubs, organizations, and they're not participating. Right now, you can go to the City of Detroit's website. If you don't want to come down there physically, we had a hybrid model.
okay.
COVID, in a sense, was one of the best things that could have happened. You know, so you have the option of meeting via Zoom. So please, citizens.
So now, the meetings are every Thursday, with the second Thursday in the community.
Correct.
Okay. Now, when I hear the things you're saying, I just continue to think civics,
Right.
civics. And civics seems to have been rolled over into history and, I don't know, math or whatever. They don't seem to spend the kind of time with our students. And I tend to think it should be elementary level, so
That's
that
right.
they understand what their rights and responsibilities are. Then they're calling it middle school these days.
Right.
On their level, what their rights and responsibilities are. And then high school. And just before they're graduating from high school, they need to be tested, in my opinion.
That's right.
You know, in some states, like California is one, and I believe Texas is another, you cannot graduate from high school unless you know the history of the state in which you live.
Now, what you're talking about is real talk. That is very much real talk. The problem is the students are being used as a money grab. $8,700 per pupil. If they have mental health or any type of outstanding issues like that, they get additional monies. These folks just want to get the kids in. That's why count day is so important. It's the money grab. Get the kids in. The more money we can get for per student, fine. But the problem is they're not providing the resources. So if a child needs tutoring or they need mental health counseling, what have you, they should get it.
I agree. And unfortunately, there are some parents who think that charter schools are the best thing since sliced bread. And children are placed into charter schools.
Right.
And after count day, which people need to understand that count day determines the amount of
Yes,
money
ma'am.
per student that school will receive. Then after that, they start kicking kids out.
That's
for
right.
all
Because you don't
kind
need
of
them now
reasons.
because we got the money.
Lord, look, you done stirred them up out there, folks. Ms. Broughton, Brother Moore got him still. We got a phone call
Okay.
on the line. Let's take this one right quick and see who we got there. You're on feedback with Theo Broden, Ricardo Moore this morning. Who are we speaking with?
And Mark Cummings.
And Mark Cummings. Who are we speaking with this morning?
Good morning. This is Slash Soul Go Silverado.
All right. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday to you all. My question is for us to get your schedules and locations. Are we to call the 596-1830 number?
Yeah, that's the office number to the Board of Police Commissioners. So to get our schedule, you can definitely call that number. Or if you want to file a complaint against the police, you can call that number as well.
Now, where do they have the meetings?
The meetings are held at 1301 3rd Street, which is police headquarters, at 3 o'clock p.m. Now, because we're in the COVID hybrid mode, Wayne County Community College has been gracious enough to allow us to use their facilities.
Really?
So that's second Thursday.
Wonderful.
Yes,
Yeah.
so, we can, that's a shout out to Teresa Blossom on that. She coordinated that with Wayne County and Dr. Ivory. So please, if you have any doubts as far as where the meetings are going to be, call 596-1830, 313.
What are the hours?
What was the question?
What are the hours
Hours.
to call that number?
Well, you can call
Yeah,
the number
well, the
anytime, and if they're not there, you can leave a message, but you can always call me, 313-215-0398. That's my number, Ricardo Moore, 313-215-0398. You can call or text me.
Sounds good.
Okay. What are the hours that the meetings are held?
Oh, okay. When we meet at 3 o'clock, we go from 3 until. Sometimes we have a longer agenda, sometimes we have a shorter agenda. The evening meetings, which are the second Thursdays, they start at 6:30 in the evening, and they go until. It just depends on the length of the agenda. There's no certain time length.
We just want the people to come on out to the meetings, because Brother
Yes.
Ricardo said
Exactly.
we haven't been getting the participation like we need. This is a major city, people.
Right. And we don't want things such as a George
I got
Floyd.
pulled over when you get off of the lodge, and everybody behind me, we all got pulled over by these, I think they were just DPS cops. So they lined us up.
Now, you cover all of them.
Now, we don't cover
Yeah.
Detroit Public Schools.
They don't cover DPS.
Well, what happened, if you
okay,
did
so-
file that complaint with our office, that would be called an administrative closure. They will redirect you to DPS with the contact number, but that will count as a stat or statistic for us as far as a
Right.
case.
Well, I just wanted to mention how rude they were and the demeanor. And I was very polite and precise with the officer while he was acting like I was going to be a runaway child, a runaway slave. I wasn't going to stay in my place to wait for my ticket. So I was extra polite and made sure that I said, have a good day and stay safe. So I beat the case because they didn't even show up in court. So
Gotcha.
sometimes just being extra nice and polite to some of these officers that's stressed and just a mess.
Okay, well, we coming up against it right now, but
Yes.
we appreciate that love, and that's good advice for the people out
Absolutely,
there.
yes,
Just
sir.
be polite, people. That's the key. I mean, don't get too worked
So my
up.
thing is, I want to make it home alive like everybody else.
Exactly.
And that's what you have to
exactly.
do is survive the encounter. That's wisdom right there.
Okay, well, we got another call, and we're going to try to
Okay,
get this
thank
next one in right quick, and
And you can
Go
call
from
back
there.
if you have another question.
Indeed.
You know.
let's see who we got real quick, because we got 3 minutes before we get to the break. All right, you on with Ricardo Moore, Theo Bro, Mark Cummings, feedback. Talk to us.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello, this is James Ford from the Obama weekend.
Brother James.
And happy
Ford.
Monday.
Yeah, happy Monday. I'm going to make this real quick. The Obama weekend shirts are in now.
Good.
The new one.
Good.
So I just want the people to know that. They can call 586-918-3061, and we'll be offering for sale. They'll be for $20.
Good, good.
Now,
well, Brother
they
Ford,
can
we're
pick
going to get
them
the
up.
word out, because we right up against the break now. We want to just
got
get you in there.
They can just call me, and God bless.
No doubt.
I'm coming through Atlanta right now, and I just had to catch you when I could.
Got you.
God bless you. Talk to you later.
God bless
for
you.
calling.
Indeed.
Atlanta, Georgia. He's driving back to Michigan.
We are incredibly connected with the community,
All
folks.
right.
We got 2 minutes. We're going to have to wrap this up with Brother Moore, and we got Sister Gunn coming up on the next segment. So, Ms. Broden, what we'd like to say to Mr. Moore to wrap it up today?
Well, we want to let the community know that this is a gentleman who has a serious concern for the development of our community, and he is campaigning, and it's for Senate in the
District number 1,
District number
which
1.
is northwest, part of Northwest Detroit, Southwest Detroit, Ecorse, Melvindale, River Rouge, Allen Park, Lincoln Park, and Taylor, Michigan.
Oh, how that for screwing up boundaries.
Yeah, it's an interesting district.
Right, but in Detroit, it's Northwest Detroit?
Yeah, part of, you're talking about Livernois, Finkel area.
Yeah.
Part of the McKenzie High School neighborhood.
Yeah.
Going over towards Woodrow Wilson on the borders of Highland Park, going down towards Wayne State, Corktown area, Michigan Avenue, the financial district off of Fort Street.
Just know the name, Ricardo Moore. That's the key.
Right,
Look for the name, and you'll find what you need.
And
It'll
if,
be right
and if
there.
you want to participate in the campaign and work with him, the number to remember is a 313 number, 215-0398.
Yes, and if you want to know something about me, the Board of Police Commissioners, they have my bio up, or you can go to my website, more4detroit.com, more4detroit.com, and that will give you some information on me so you can know a little bit about me and my commitment to the city of Detroit and its betterment.
Very good. Well, we right up on it, Tim. Take us home.
You're watching Detroit's own WHPR TV. Detroit Live.
This is Theo Broden from Feedback. You can watch me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at WHPR TV Now app. Download our free app at WHPR TV Now.
Monday at 9 a.m. Eastern.
It's the These Nuts Show with your host, Butter and friends. Butter here, magician escape artist, practicing for my show tonight. Come on in, have a seat.
Everybody settle, Butter, you're on in 5, 4, 3, 2.
In a few seconds, there's gotta be enough to get out of this one. Twist a little turn, ta-da! It's showtime! It's your old friend Butter here. I may be a nut, but I know to wear my mask. Please welcome my first guest tonight, fitness guru, Wally Wallman.
Wally Wallman here to tell you to wash your hands with soap and water for 20 seconds so you will stay healthy and strong like me.
Almond Cruz here, sliding in with the news. Distance is what we must do to stay away from the chew and other germs in the air that might be trying to get on you. Social distancing is a wonderful way to see friends. As long as you're 6 feet apart, you win.
Hey there, friends. I wouldn't miss this for the world. It's me, Pumpkin Spice, your healthy girl. Remember, it's important to use your kind hearts and follow the signs to stay healthy and safe at all times.
Chica Chiminsky here to say, don't forget the little ones that need you to lead the way. That's how we remember to wash our hands, mask, and social distance today.
Morgan Raisin. Yes, it's me, here to sing about health and safety. We are all here to help get a message out to your grapevine, teaching healthy choices to stay safe all the time.
Don't let these guys drive you nuts. Put your mask on first. They'll let you be. And it keeps me safe from the
chew
that's trying to get on me.
Butter me up. She's right, you know. Thank you, Hallie Cranberry, for joining the show. Let's all be nuts about our health. Social distancing, wash your hands frequently, use hand sanitizer, and wear a mask. Practice what we learned to stay away from the germs. We're all in this together. Coming soon, the many adventures of these nuts in a theater near you.
Elect Beverly Kendall Walker, Democrat, Wayne County Executive, on Tuesday, August the 2nd. I pledge to lift up a standard and lead with dedication, fairness, integrity, trust, and vigilance. Together, we will build a better Wayne County. Elect Beverly Kendall Walker, Democrat, Wayne County Executive, Tuesday, August the 2nd.
Paid for by the Committee to Elect Beverly Kendall Walker, Democrat, Wayne County Executive.
I've always been a runner, but I've never run from anything, and neither has my city.
Do you want to be a Detroit police officer?
Sir, yes, sir! Amen!
It's something special to protect the people closest to you, the ones you've known all your life, your neighbors, your friends. I was born in this city, and I'm not going anywhere. This is my home. That's why I wear the shield.
Feedback. Hi, this is Theo Broughton,
And I am Thabiti Mpinda,
inviting you to join us each Monday at 9 a.m. for Feedback.
a positive image production by Hood Research.
Encourage others to tune in each Monday on
Comcast Detroit, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, watch WHPR TV Network anywhere.
and take us along with you. Feedback.
You. Remember, if you are serious about taking us along with you, you can go to the App Store and download TV 33 on demand.
That's right.
Thank you so much for staying tuned to Feedback, a positive image production by Hood Research. We now have with us another guest by the name of Crystal Gunn, who happens to be the current president of Booker T. Washington, and we will find out more about the current status of Booker T. Washington Business Association. But first, would you tell us, please, who is Crystal Gunn?
Yes, thank you, and thank you for having me here
Certainly.
today. I appreciate it. So I am Crystal Gunn, a financial strategist. I'm all things Black economics, founder of the Amazing Woman Network and AWN Cares, which is a 501c3 nonprofit association. And also, I'm chairwoman of the Booker T. Washington Trade Association. And the Booker T. Washington Trade Association, Michigan Black Chamber, and National Business League merged to create the Detroit United Front. And we serve as the area chapter for the the National Business League, which you know is across the nation and on the continent of Africa as well.
Okay. And you have been participating with Booker T. Washington for how long?
So I have been actually participating with the National Business League prior to this, and and you know there wasn't a lot happening with the Booker T. Washington Trade Association. So Dr. Harris decided to do something which was profound and actually phenomenal, which merging the associations together, because we all know there's so much that needs to happen in the Black community that we do better united, and it just makes a whole lot of sense. So this past March, we did the State of Black Business, the annual State of Black Business address, and where we were all sworn in for our positions, and we're looking forward to having some major impact with small businesses here in the city.
Oh, that's a wonderful
Yeah.
plan. Now, there's another organization that's been out there for decades, and that's the Thursday Luncheon Business Group.
Okay.
Do you have any contact with them?
I do not. That's just the first I've ever heard of them.
Are you kidding? Wow.
I know.
It's a lot of groups out there.
Yeah, I think the Thursday Luncheon Group, geez, they at least 35 years or more.
Where were they meeting?
Where would they meet? That's a good question.
Oh, now we got everybody confused.
But there's so much work to do that I just believe any organization that is out there pushing Black economics and the upliftment of our people, bravo to everyone that's doing that.
And you know, everybody seems to be in the business mode now. Everybody wants to have their own business, want to be their own boss, so to speak. Everybody's got an LLC. What are the benefits of being a member of one of these organizations?
When you look at the things that especially black businesses have had problems with for access to capital, training, those sort of things, when you join those type of organizations, you now get that. Because one of the biggest things, I don't care what it is that you do, you don't know what you don't know.
Exactly.
Right? And if we're going to succeed, and so there's like 82,000 businesses in the city of Detroit. 80% of them are black owned. But the problem is the majority are either solopreneurs or very small mom and pop shops.
Right.
We know with what's going on. And when you're that solopreneur, you're wearing all of the hats. That doesn't work, right? And so you have to be able to acquire and help. You have to be able to employ other people that look like you. Well, how do you do that? If you don't know how to scale, I always say just because you're a cabinet maker doesn't mean you know how to run a cabinet making business. So you need the tools and the guidelines, but if you don't know what you don't know where to go get them. You don't know what you need. So in order to be able to provide training, again, access to capital, like we had the class that just graduated through the supplier diversity program with Stellantis. So things like that, bringing access to businesses that they wouldn't normally have gotten before, and being able to go and be the voice of those small businesses so that major corporations and major financial institutions are hearing what they need and being able to provide it.
Okay.
Do you have a relationship with First Independence Bank?
Yes. Well, when you say relationship, so what we ultimately try to do is, again, be the voice of the voiceless. So we go and we build relationships with businesses, with banking institutions and other corporate entities, again, to be able to bring access to capital and opportunities to those small businesses.
Well, the reason I ask it is because at one time, First Independence Bank was black-owned and a business. And I'm just thinking that Booker T. Washington Business Association might have been a good organization for them to be members of. And there, for most people who don't know, there is a second black-owned bank in Detroit, right?
Liberty Bank,
Liberty
correct.
Bank on Woodward.
Right.
And I think the biggest thing, because Hood Research, our organization, which you're going to become a member of today, we're really about the synergy of connecting black businesses with other black businesses and people making moves out here, activists and the like. So we're concerned about, we got these organizations out here. And I think people look at the Booker T. Washington, one of the older ones, as one of the ones that's probably the larger companies are part of. So they don't look at it like, I can become a member of that, because that's for the companies, like you said, they got more than one employee, they got contracts, government contracts, they're larger companies. So people don't see it as an organization that, I don't know if I could get involved with that because I'm just a small guy. And we're trying to show people they can get involved with it, even though they are a small guy.
And you need to, and there's no pushback to the small businesses. We are that voice of small business, and some people may say a small business has 100 employees, but that small business also has 1 or 2. And so in order to be able to get to those 100 employees, you have to start somewhere, and being part of the National Business League and Booker T. Washington Trade Association helps you to get to where you want to be.
So for a single owner to join Booker T. Washington, is there a training class or advise or whatever you would call it to help that single owner to build their business?
Yes, absolutely. And coming up in the third quarter of this year, you'll hear more information as we start to accept those participants and applications and joining the league. We're still doing some back office stuff on the website in order to be able to get people to join. But yeah, that's exactly that's exactly where our push is, and we'll be going out into community to talk to those type of business specifically to see what are the things that you need, because we can say that we have an agenda and want to push X, Y, and Z forward when the small businesses say, but we need A, B, and C. So we need to hear those voices, and at that time, they'll be able to join. And of course, the solopreneurs, the small mom and pop shops will be able to have, access to training. Because a lot of times when they go to get the capital that they need, the number one thing that I've found over the years is having that paperwork in order. Right? And it's not the bank's job to help you put your paperwork in order. You already got to have it in order. So being able to provide training like that, which may seem small for some, but for others it's going to be huge in order for them to be able to scale and grow their business.
Okay. So now, that's what you see as the biggest issue for solo owner businesses?
One of the biggest, yeah.
You know what, I like to also include this because you got the Amazing Women Network.
Yes.
And for a lot of people out here, found out Goldman Sachs has decided they're going to pledge $1 billion over 10 years to black female-owned businesses. Now, do you guys have a way for these people to tap into that Goldman Sachs fund?
Okay, let's be clear. What do you mean when you say tap into?
Well, I mean, they have a way to find out how to be a part of that and get involved with that so they can start getting some funds coming in from Goldman Sachs. Tap into this $100 million.
Well, yeah, but it goes back to that paperwork and having your paperwork in order. And so, again, what I find is because part of the other thing that I just do as that financial strategist for small businesses is make sure that they have that solid foundation in place, right? Meaning you have your paperwork. Okay, if you're in retail, do you have your retail sales tax license with the state? And are you paying and giving that money to the state? Do you have that accounting system? So being able to pull and have all of that information and knowledge, and that's part of what we do with the National Business League and the Booker T. Washington Trade Association, is to make sure and to be able to provide training so that you have all of that in place. Because when you have all of that in place, then you ultimately can tap into Goldman Sachs and everywhere else that you want to and actually have a shot at getting the financing you need.
How much does it cost to get in?
You have to wait and see.
Oh, okay.
But I will say this. I will definitely say this because I can't give out that information yet. But it is so unbelievably affordable that there's no reason why any business owner should not be a part of it.
So we should have all 80,000 businesses.
We should. Yes, we absolutely should.
How many do we have right now?
Well, it's like 82,000 in the city, and 80% of them are black owned.
Well, how many belong to Booker T. Washington?
Oh, I don't even keep track of that type of.
I don't know. Got you. But we're growing.
And that's the goal. We have to continue to keep coming together because we can do more collectively than we can individually. And we haven't even started the membership drive yet. That's third quarter. We haven't even started the membership drive. So, yeah.
Now, as I think about being in business, I think about marketing, advertising, publicizing what is available. What do you do in that area?
Again, it comes back to the training. So all of those aspects and being able to train up a business owner in order to be able to grow and scale their business from just what you said, marketing and advertising, accounting, or being able to know enough and then have access and know that you need an accountant. You know what I mean, working for you. Knowing that, okay, well, here is marketing training, but then do you also need to have someone dedicated to that? So any and all areas of black business and being able to provide some sort of training programs for them in order to be able to grow.
Okay, so your organization would recommend that they get someone as opposed to you having a committee, if you will, to
well, we don't. So if you have a business and you're part of the National Business League in the Booker T. Washington Trade Association, we won't come in and do your marketing for you. There will be training platforms to train you on what you need to do and how you need to do certain things. But as an organization, we don't do it for you. You have to then go out and be able to build either your staff or those people that you contract with in order to do your needs. But now at least you understand either the basics or enough of it and know that you need that in your organization. Yeah, but we don't have the capacity to come out and do. That's not what we do. Is to come out and do come out and do it for your organization. Yeah.
Well, I'm looking at the book here, and I tell you folks, this Crystal Gunn, she's a heavy hitter here in the city. You need to know this young lady. She's getting things done.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Financial strategist, small business coach, author, speaker, and of course, she said the founder of the Amazing Women Network. Now, what is your background? Did you attend school here in Michigan?
Born and raised, Detroit, Michigan, Cass Tech. There's another high school in Detroit.
Okay, folks, see, there you go. We got us a technician in the building.
Here we go.
That covers just about everyone except the rest of us. But we appreciate that love.
Absolutely.
I stayed at Cass Technical's summer school. I was a Renaissance student.
Oh, okay.
The best school. But nonetheless.
Okay.
Nonetheless. Because more than anything, black people, I mean, we already, when it comes to money, we are underclass, unfortunately. We're the lowest class when it comes to finances. Detroit is one of the poorest cities in America. And we're talking about what? Median income somewhere around $20,000 a year. How do we get to the point where we can start using financial strategies if we don't have the funds? How does this work?
We have the funds.
Okay.
Everybody has the funds.
Okay.
I mean, take a look around. People spend money on what they want to spend money on. Let's be clear, right? It's just, where are your values? So someone is going to spend the money on the hair, the nails, the outfits, and all of those things, because we are the constant consumer, right? So we have the funds. We just don't know and appreciate the value of having that person saying, guiding you and directing you. We don't see, for whatever reason, we don't see the value in it.
Why do you think that is?
Well, it's part of the system of oppression, right? And so if we can keep you in a state of fear, if we can keep you thinking, if we can keep you separated, and we can keep you spending your money on all of the things that makes everybody else rich.
Wastefully.
Exactly. So it's the oppressor saying, well, we're not teaching financial literacy in school because we don't want you financially literate. And so nowhere along the lines, unless you have your own light bulb moment or you start surrounding yourself with people and wanting something different, do you think, oh, this is what I need to do. 2053 prediction says if the current financial trend continues, despite the fact that people of color will be the majority population, blacks will have zero wealth. I don't even think it's going to be 2053 if we don't start doing something different.
Have you ever done a chart to actually show the amount of money that a manicurist makes? It's like, $5 a nail, so it's $50 for each time a person goes in. And then you multiply that times the number of nail technicians they have in the place. Have you ever actually had that on a whiteboard chart?
No,
so
I
people
haven't.
see it before their eyes, how it multiplies up to like $4,000 a month?
Listen, there is not a lack of money being made, right? There's definitely not a lack of money. And what you saw with the whole pandemic, a lot of people, they got laid off from their jobs, and they always had their side hustle, if you want to call it. Well, they started doing more of their side hustle and started making more money on that side hustle than they were on that job. And now they're not going back to that job. And so again, but it comes with training. You have to be able to know, what do I need to do next in order to build my business, make more money, but not also make more money, keep more money, invest more money. We got a $1.5 trillion spending power. It increased, but our net worth decreased. That means we're making more money, but we're keeping less of it.
But before we get to a call, because we got a call, Ms. Brewer.
Okay.
I'd just like to say about that 1.5 trillion, because everybody brings that up. But the GDP for the entire country was $28 trillion last year. And we're 12% of the population. That 1.5 trillion represents like 7.8%. we're only working with half of what we need to just get to even. And that's why I don't even like touching that 1.5 trillion, because that's spending on everything, your water bill, your light bill,
But what it says, though, is that we're earning revenue.
You are earning,
the
but it's
problem
still
is
not enough.
we're not keeping it, though. That's the problem. If we were keeping any of it and
get you. I
redirecting
got
it to what we need to spend it on, then that 1.5 trillion would be enough. If we're putting all of it into someone else's pocket and making them richer,
Well, that doesn't
then
help,
it'll
of
never
course.
be enough.
That goes into the whole debt thing. Hey, let's take this call.
Yes.
Because people are calling. You're on with Crystal Gunn, Theo Broden, Feedback, Mark Cummings. Talk to us.
Well, good morning. Top of the morning, Theo.
Good morning.
Happy
Who are we
Monday.
speaking with?
This is 6-0.
Okay, because we kind of like you kind of blending back in the background. You got a question
wait.
for Sister Gunn today?
Well, what I would like
There it is.
is, I would like to concur, if I may, because what the sister's saying is true. That 1 point something trillion, that's irresponsible spending. Imagine if you did something responsible with it, it'd be 4 point trillion. But that would be in your pocket. So when I was introduced to the bracket of passive income and residual income, things began to change. Now, just like the sister said, you could take your money, $200-300, and put it in hair, which is not going to bring you a red nickel. And you have to live with something on your head that's not bringing you money. Everything you do with your money should be a tool of your liberation. You need to see money differently and use it as the servant it truly is.
I like that.
Now, if you want to earn money, you go ahead and get a job and become an earner. But that don't mean you have to be broke. Because just like you fall for that false sense of independence and finances called 401k, you could build your own 401k outside of what you give your job. And before I leave, let me give you this in a layman's term. Someone asked me, what's the deal on 401k? Here's the deal. Me and everybody at your table gonna give this company $100 a week. All because they told us they're gonna match it 100. We think we doing something. They gonna do that with 20 other people. Take that money, go to the stock market, hit for 10 billion, and only pay y'all 1,000.
Well, they usually work through a financial arm. So your company takes the money and they send it to various financial institutions to handle it for them, whether it's Fidelity or you name it. So it's not like the company keeps the money. They send it off. Now, they have a relationship with these various arms, and it works for them. I mean, it's a start. I mean, I don't look down on 401ks or anything else. I mean, investment is what she's saying. You have to start somewhere.
Yeah.
And that's the important
I'm
part.
telling people, you could do that same thing that company is doing.
For yourself.
You can get with Fidelity. You can get with them same financial homes that they're working with. Take your money that you putting on the trees, the food, the liquor, the hair, the gym shoes, and you send them 50, and you start a relationship with Merrill Lynch. You start a relationship with these companies.
What's your name again, brother?
6'4", man. They call me 6'5".
I appreciate you checking in on the Feedback Show. Just keep listening and keep watching the show. And we're going to talk some more because this sister got a book. We're going to talk about a book and some more things. So keep listening and get that pen and pad out, take some notes because we're coming up against it.
And they can call back if you have another comment because we got to go to our station identification.
That's it.
Yeah.
All right, brother. Appreciate it. We got a call waiting in the queue, but we're going to go to the break there.
Right.
Tim, is it that time?
Yes, we're also going into a depression, it seems. It's interesting how companies have just eased their way on out of retirement funds, as they did exist, into 401ks.
That was part of the plan. All right, take us to the break there, Brother Tim.
And we will be back momentarily with our guest, Crystal Gunn.
You're watching Detroit's own WHPR TV. Detroit Live.
Hi, this is Thabiti Mpinda from the Feedback Program. You can watch me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on WHPR TV Now app. Download our free app at WHPR TV Now.
Monday at 9 a.m. Eastern.
It's the These Nuts Show with your host, Butter and friends. Butter here, magician escape artist, practicing for my show tonight. Come on in, have a seat.
All right, everybody settle. Butter, you're on in 5, 4, 3, 2.
In a few seconds, there gotta be enough to get out of this one. Twist a little turn, ta-da! It's showtime! It's your old friend Butter here. I may be a nut, but I know to wear my mask. Please welcome our first guest tonight, fitness guru, Wally Wallman.
Wally Woolman here to tell you to wash your hands with soap and water for 20 seconds so you will stay healthy and strong like me.
Almond Cruz here, sliding in with the news. Distance is what we must do to stay away from the chew and other germs in the air that might be trying to get on you. Social distancing is a wonderful way to see friends. As long as you're 6 feet apart, you win.
Hey there, friends. I wouldn't miss this for the world. It's me, Pumpkin Spice, your healthy girl. Remember, it's important to use your kind hearts and follow the signs to stay healthy and safe at all times.
Chica Chiminsky here to say, don't forget the little ones that need you to lead the way. That's how we remember to wash our hands, mask, and social distance today.
Morgan Raisin. Yes, it's me, here to sing about health and safety. We are all here to help get a message out to your grapevine, teaching healthy choices to stay safe all the time.
Don't let these guys drive you nuts. Put your mask on first. They'll let you be. And it keeps me safe from the
chew
that's trying to get on me.
Butter me up. She's right, you know. Thank you, Hallie Cranberry, for joining the show. Let's all be nuts about our health. Social distancing, wash your hands frequently, use hand sanitizer, and wear a mask. Practice what we learned to stay away from the germs. We're all in this together. Coming soon, the many adventures of these nuts in a theater near you.
I'm Wayne County Treasurer Eric Sabri. We are living through unprecedented times with a global pandemic now approaching its third year. As a result, the Michigan Homeowner Assistance Fund was created. This fund, administered by the state of Michigan, is designed to help homeowners cope with pandemic-related hardships, such as delinquent property taxes. To see if you qualify, please visit. Call 313-388-9799 or email taxinfo@waynecounty.com. We're here to help.
Elect Beverly Kendall Walker, Democrat, Wayne County Executive, on Tuesday, August the 2nd. I pledge to lift up a standard and lead with dedication, fairness, integrity, trust, and vigilance. Together, we will build a better Wayne County. Elect Beverly Kendall Walker, Democrat, Wayne County Executive, Tuesday, August the 2nd.
Paid for by the Committee to Elect Beverly Kendall Walker, Democrat, Wayne County Executive.
The environment is so friendly. Always feel like home.
We have so much support from the staff. You meet people who are like you.
I always had a passion to help others, so this is the perfect place for me.
Yana Afrit Chuvichao,
Flora Kiwang, Cameroon. Maklit Shonga, Ethiopia.
Javed Khan, Bangladesh. Dennis Kirk, Bosnia and Herzegovina.
They give you what you need for the future.
WGPR Detroit HD2.
You're watching WHPS, Highland Park, Detroit.
Feedback. Hi, this is Theo Broughton,
And I am Thabiti Mpinga.
inviting you to join us each Monday at 9 a.m. for feedback.
A positive image production by Hood Research.
Encourage others to tune in each Monday on
Comcast Detroit, Roku, Amazon Fire TV. Watch WHPR TV Network anywhere.
and take us along with you. Feedback.
With you. Thank you so much for staying tuned to Feedback, a positive image production by Hood Research. And I want to let everyone know who may have just tuned in that we have as our guest today Crystal Gunn with the newly merged organization from Booker T. Washington Business Association to now is called
Detroit United Front. So Booker T.
you go.
Washington Trade Association, Michigan Black Chamber, National Business League, all merged together.
The Detroit United Front.
Yes,
Detroit
because
United
united, we can do a whole lot more.
Indeed. And I mean, let's get the calls real quick because they popping up. Everybody want to ask questions because when it comes to finances, you better ask some questions.
You
All right, let's see what we got here.
Oh, Lord.
You all, once again, Feedback, Theo Broughton, Crystal Gunn, Mark Cummings, talk to us. Who we talking to? Yes?
Hello.
Hello? Okay, somebody's
They're
there, but they're gone.
breathing,
Okay,
they're
they probably decided they had enough.
They didn't like the commercial.
That's right. Let's see who else we got here. You all Feedback with Crystal Gunn, Theo Broughton, and Mark Cummings. Who we speaking with?
Hello.
Yes, hello.
Yes, my name is Kim,
Thank you for calling,
and
Kim.
I appreciate you having Crystal on, and I'm definitely going to look into her work. However, I did want to say before you went to the break, you were talking to 6'4", and I've heard him on other programs. He always makes sense. So I'm hoping he'll call back in with some more information. I will look up Crystal. I'm hoping to hear 6'4" call back in with some more of that information that he has.
Why don't you direct
Do you have
her
a question?
to your group, the women's
Well,
group?
my question is, 264 will he be calling back in? That's it.
Oh,
and
I see.
And I appreciate Crystal. Crystal, I am retired. And what I'm trying to do is create some generational wealth for my son. I'm trying to do it through, let's see, how can I say this? Through creating a business and letting him run it after I go. I mean, I don't know what you think of that. If you could tell me, perhaps.
How old is your son?
Well, my son is 31.
What is his interest?
His interest is film.
In film,
Which is-
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Which actually, I'm planning to create a film company, not as an artist, not as a creator, but as an administrator, so that he can take it over
Okay.
whenever my time comes.
Okay. Well, I'd like to have Crystal give you her contact information because she is a financial strategist, and
Yes.
perhaps she could give you some suggestions as you contemplate forming the business.
Wonderful.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So my phone number is 313-410-8260. Again, that's 313-410-8260. And you also can go to crystalgunn.com, CRYSTALGUNN.com.
Okay, maybe you can repeat that again before the show ends. Of course, I don't
Okay.
have pencil and paper.
Oh,
Thank
my
you.
goodness. Well, let me tell you this. The program does get rebroadcast.
Yes.
So you can,
It'll be on
look for
Facebook.
it. And,
For
right,
eternity.
Thank you very much.
And then on YouTube. So
thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for calling.
And they can find you on Facebook as well, right, Ms. Gill?
Absolutely.
Yes, indeed. And the organization that you were talking about that you formed and head up to Amazing Women Network.
The Amazing Woman Network, and it's one of those things where I say it's really and truly my assignment. It was given to me. I didn't choose it. God saw fit that He needed me to empower and unite Black women under our pillars of reclaiming our personal power, mind, body, and spirit, reclaiming our financial power, and increasing our social involvement. And that's how AWN Cares, the nonprofit side of it, came about as well.
Folks, she's got books here, and they're specific books.
There's the name of the book.
This one is Financially Flawless Questions.
Okay.
The Single Mothers Edition.
Yes.
So the sister that just called, this one is for you perfectly. Here, it's got a lot of questions. Each page got a question because these are things you need to do before you decide to jump into businesses and all of this other stuff. You need to ask yourself some questions.
And we don't have enough conversations about finances. So the single Black mothers are at the bottom of the wealth ladder. And I'm a divorced mother, and although I have the best ex-husband ever and we've co-parented very well, I know what it was like to have one person in the household earning revenue. Right now, whether it's multiple streams or not, it was one earner in the house. And so with single Black women being at the bottom of the wealth ladder, that means their children are at the bottom of the wealth ladder.
Right.
And then those generations that follow are going to be at the bottom of the wealth ladder. So some of those questions in there are questions that they need to think about, but then also when you get toward the back, some of those questions relate to being able to effectively financially co-parent with the father of those children.
We got to include the father. And one of the first, matter of fact, the first question, Ms. Broughton, in the book is, do you believe your parents were good with money? And then why or why not? That's a good question to start with.
Because we don't understand that, or we don't even think about it. I can't say we don't understand that what we saw, what we heard, what we overheard, and what we were taught and not taught in our households growing up has an impact on us right now today with what we do with our finances. If you saw your parents working from before sunup to after sundown just to make ends meet, and you look at yourself and now you're working from sunup to sundown to make ends meet, but not, you've been conditioned that way.
Right.
And so until you start to peel back those layers, you don't even understand why you operate the way that you operate and how it impacts your finances.
And you know, there are little expenses just piddle away your income. What comes to mind as I was listening is the insurance that people pay to DTE. You must be someone who is consistent, however. The amount was, I don't know, $25, $30 a month in case your washer, dryer, furnace, air conditioner went out. And you call somebody, okay? How often does that happen?
Right.
Particularly if you got a brand new refrigerator or brand new furnace.
Right.
But in the meantime, if you set that money aside in a savings and some occurrence comes up, now you may have saved $1,000. It cost you $300 to get a repair. $700 is yours, not DTE.
Well, we got.
What's the next book?
Well, we got one for the couples.
Oh, okay.
Everybody's not single.
All right.
And that's, that's a great idea. Couples
And it's
edition.
marriage season is coming up, right? So part of that marriage, that gift that you're buying for
That's
that couple,
it.
buy them one of these books.
I love it.
Yeah.
Now let's see what the first question is.
It might be the same.
For the book.
Oh, okay.
It is the same.
Yeah.
Do you believe your parents were good with money?
Yeah.
Now, some of the questions are different because it says, did your family discuss money and finance openly with you when you were a child? Because, when you got two parents in the house, they got more time to sit down and talk to you about finances, investing, and it's a little different, I believe.
And we have a thing in our community where we say, children don't need to know about certain things, and they don't discuss certain things with the children growing up. But I think finances is one that you have to discuss if there is issues, and not to put the stress on them, so that you're not putting the stress on them, but you're having the conversation so that they understand and you get them involved. Okay, we want to go on vacation. This is what we need to do as a family in order to make sure that we're going on vacation.
Yeah. Now you got another call. They popping up.
Okay.
Let's see who we got here. Are you for the singles or the couples?
Don't forget to give the title of that second book.
Yes, they're both the same. Both of the books have the same title.
Yep.
Same.
Financially Flawless Questions, because they're questions for couples that are different from questions for the single mothers.
Right, that's
but
what I
in the end, you better ask some financially flawless questions if you want to get your finances together. Let's see what this caller is. I'm loving this show right here, Miss Bro. We doing.
Okay, go ahead.
We do. That is the title of the book, Miss Bro. Keep asking me
Go
what the
ahead,
title.
go ahead. Flawless questions for single mothers
Financially
and flawless
flawless
for couples.
Correct.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Thank you. That's what I wanted you to say.
I love
Who's
this
on
show.
the line?
Let's
Go
see
ahead.
what we got here. We all just feedback.
Can you
Who
hear
we
me
talking
now?
to?
Can you hear me now?
Yes,
Oh,
we can
that's our
hear
resident
you.
right there.
Yes.
Oh, okay. This is /Soul Go Silverado. The young lady's phone number, Crystal Gunn.
Yes.
410-8260.
Yes, ma'am. 313
Okay,
area code.
I definitely will be calling you because I want to know where there's wealth building platforms, investment knowledge, because the inflation, I believe, is because of the Federal Reserve's printing dollars that have no real power.
Oh, absolutely.
And so people need to understand, how manipulation is going on through currency as well, and causing the economic genocide because people don't realize what's ahead of them, that's in front of them, and the barriers that's in the way for people to understand and get the literacy they need financially.
Definitely. And we're going to talk about that
Thanks
too.
for taking my call. I'm going to keep listening, y'all.
Yes, indeed. That's our
Okay.
resident caller. She always checking in. And, I'm telling you, information is the key. And, we were talking also, Ms. Gunn, about, because all of this is connected. To get to the point where you want to be with wealth, the main thing is you got to own a home. That's a start. That helps immensely. Home ownership. Now, we were talking about the housing market here in Detroit, and it's getting a little zany.
It's not just here in Detroit. It's everywhere. The housing market is insane right now. Inventory is extremely low. It's been low, right, for some years now, but inventory is extremely low. The prices are rising, which seems to be daily, plus the interest rates are rising. So what do? And not only with purchasing a home, just trying to rent a home at this point is the rental prices are astronomical. And those same qualifications that you have to buy a home, you also got to have those qualifications now to rent, because they're not going to rent to you if you have bad credit and can't prove your income and all of those things. So we're in a time where, some people are saying, oh, there are no homes available, I'm not going to ever be able to be a homeowner, or I can't afford, because we know what's happening is a lot of times those prices continuing to rise are pushing us out of the
Exactly.
right.
Exactly.
But you have to be able to go back and say, okay, well, if I thought my new mortgage payment was going to be $1,200, now it might be 15 or 17 in this economy. I can't afford that. Well, maybe you can, but we just have to decrease some other expenses, right? So it's a bigger portion of your expenses is going to housing, and you have to decrease the portion of your expenses that's going everywhere else. So I always tell people, and this is the one thing that most people don't pay attention to, is where's the money? Where's your money going? Every dollar you earn, every dollar you earn should have a job. Every single dollar even if that job is, I'm putting $100 over here every single week just so I can blow on whatever. But every dollar you earn should have a job, and that leads to that budget. But people often think, okay, budget means I can't spend money on anything. No, you just have to know where it's going, and you set it aside, and then you start to see your savings, your investments start to grow, because you're being intentional with your money as opposed to just spending it on whatever you want, whenever you want.
Now, do you find that the increase in rent, because we in this city have gone from ownership to renters, is a part of a gentrification plan?
It doesn't help, that's for sure.
It definitely doesn't help. I think what's happening, right, we know that others are fighting for their survival, right? So we, black people, need to be very, very intentional on what we do with our money, because we're being pushed out, because we're being left out, and that is intentional. But we have to have enough knowledge and wherewithal to say, I need to do something different. right? And we know in times like this, we have and always have the resilience to find another way. But we need to find that other way and stick with it and come together and rise up. We don't have the option to not take hold of our finances. But we also need to understand that we cannot do it by ourselves. We have I think it's like therapy. The black community has had a thing about, we can't go to therapy. Black people don't go to therapy. Well, you need to go to therapy. You need a coach. You need a business coach. You need a financial strategist.
Right.
You need a financial advisor because you don't know it. You don't try to do heart surgery on yourself, right?
Exactly. And what's the use of all of us going to these colleges getting degrees if don't nobody want to pay us for our knowledge? So it's like,
And you have to be careful with who you pay, because sometimes you go out and you say, oh, well, I got this advisor at such and such place, but that advisor may not look like you and really is not working towards your best interest.
Yeah.
So you definitely have to figure out and work with the people who are working to help get you from where you are to where you want to be.
And that's why you watch a show like Feedback.
Absolutely.
Because if we vouch for you, the rest of the people know this is the godmother right here. If she says it's okay, it's okay.
So now to find a legitimate, competent financial advisor, it would be
what do you got to look
a
for?
good idea to call tell me this, the Booker T. Washington has morphed into, say that again.
National Business League.
National Business League. People have to learn that name.
Yes, please
National
learn that name.
Business
National
League.
Business League. Really, part of what I do is that strategist. So the difference between a strategist and an advisor, there's a lot that overlaps. That advisor is licensed to do things with investments and things of that nature, right? Some of them may have also can get you life insurance and things of that nature. They don't necessarily work with you on budgets, things, putting that whole plan together. And that strategist is going to do those things. I help you clean, repair, build, and understand how to use your credit, because most people are not using their credit effectively. Most people got credit cards and they don't even know what their perks are.
Okay.
So it's like,
or the interest rate.
they don't know what the interest rate. They don't.
The interest rate.
So most people aren't using them effectively. Please throw your debit cards away. You should not be using your debit card. It is a tool to get money out of your pocket quicker and easier. So from credit, I help you to build your financial dream team. We always think that we don't. That myth of I don't have any money, so I don't need a strategist, an advisor. You need to know that bookkeeper, who's doing your books. That strategist is helping you put that plan together. Who's your insurance agents for every part in every area of insurance that you need, so that you can maximize and not just get it and forget it. Because some people have then improved on their credit and they don't go back and try to get lower insurance. Because credit impacts your insurance rate. And so those things, because you don't know what you don't know, you need help to get to that next level. If we look at that foundation of the financial foundation, and let's just say it's A to Z, people have different letters of that alphabet under control. But then I try to go in and pull those other letters that you don't have and that you don't know you don't have, so that you now have that whole entire alphabet and your foundation is solid. And that's how you start to build generational wealth.
Now, how important is a tax accountant, the one who helps you fill out your forms at the end of the year for April 15th?
Extremely important, and even more important if you have a business. Yeah. I don't... And because, like everything, tax laws change so rapidly, you want someone who is knowledgeable.
That's right. Now, is there a place to go to find out if there, what is it, the internet has, if you want to purchase something, it's a 4 or 5 or 3. If it's a 3, don't buy it.
The ratings and the rankings of someone.
There's some place that you can go to.
There probably are a lot of places, but one thing that I'm big on are referrals.
Right.
Who's used the person? Right. And now that referral has to come from somebody that you trust as well, but who's used the individual, right? Because it's just like a resume. I can put whatever I want on this resume, but where are the referrals for someone who says, yes, I had this problem, or they helped me to do X, Y, and Z? Who's that personal referral that comes from someone?
Well, I asked that because there's this commercial you hear on TV about some guy said he was having problems with the Internal Revenue until he called so-and-so.
Right.
And he helped me. He got him off my back and all this kind of thing.
Well, that's when you go into arrearage with the tax man. The IRS get a hold of you. You're going to need some help to get out of that.
Right. And that's what this
And
commercial.
I think the biggest thing I want to say, Ms. Broughton, is this, okay? Because we know that 75% of Americans can't even get their hands on $1,000 when they need it. So we are in bad shape. And like Crystal said, you got to start having a plan for your money now. You can't just be out there making money and just spending it willy-nilly.
You cannot.
You need to know what a good credit score is. And you need to know you need to protect your credit score. So these are the things that financial strategists will let you know.
Absolutely.
Where you can get it, how to build your score to somewhere where it's reasonable, and we know that these people that lend money, the lenders, will deal with you and give you a decent rate. How, once you do get it to that score, how to get out of those credit cards that charge you 20 and 25% interest and get to a lower rate. And how to protect your identity, because that's another big thing now. With everything, every internet and all this other stuff, you need to be involved with something that protects your identity.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
You need to monitor it. And credit card companies are charging more than, what they used to call them, a loan shark in the factories. They charge you $0.25 on the dollar.
Yeah. Well, they will if your credit ain't good.
And now
They will if your credit ain't good.
These credit card companies are higher than the folks in the factory who they call them loan sharks.
That's right.
Coming up to 7 minutes to go here.
Oh,
it's been
my
such
Lord.
a great show.
Absolutely.
Now, what we do, I had the book out front. This is Affirmation, Sister Gunn. 366 days of American history. So
That's our favorite.
each birthday corresponds to something great in the history of black folks and what we've done. What is your birthday?
November 29th.
All right, November
11/29.
29th. All right.
That's a good one. I don't think we had an 11/29 yet.
I love that book. That's
Ah,
fantastic.
Yes,
It
this
is,
brother,
it
I
is.
met this brother about 25
20
years
years
ago.
ago.
Yeah, and, bought the book, and he used to have it like a calendar and a wireframe. But, no more. Let's see, the 29th. Let's see what we got here. The person they have representing this day is Wendell Oliver Scott, pioneer. Oh my God, he's a stock car racer. A pioneer African-American stock car racer. I don't know if people remember the Wendell Scott, the gentleman who just won. His name is Bubba. He just won a race. He dedicated that to this brother here.
Oh, there you go.
This Wendell Oliver Scott. He was born on August the 29th, 1921 in Danville, Georgia. Served in the U.S. Army as a paratrooper with the 101st Airborne Unit.
October 29th.
No, he was born August the 29th.
Oh, wow.
But,
Yeah,
well, they have, each person is represented on that day. Now, what happened on this day we got here is the queen of black dance was born in Trinidad, West Indies. Her name is Pearl Primus. She was born in 1919. So that's what we got for November the 29th.
All right, Pearl.
Well, the stock was right there. So stock car, stocks, the whole thing was connected to Sister Gunn.
All right now.
So you're doing a lot. What you want to leave the listeners with? Because we about to head up out of here.
The best investment that you can make is in yourself. So you want to make sure, again, building that financial dream team to help you get to where you want to be. We talk about breaking generational curses and building generational wealth, but how do you do that? You have to get with somebody that can help you. And, shameless plug, I'm that person.
And give that number again, too.
Yes, you can reach me at 313-410-8260. Again, 313-410-8260.
Oh, and if you can't remember that, remember 313-410-8260.
That's right.
Indeed. And remember, folks, the books. Now, how much are the books here?
$20 on the website, crystalgun.com.
Go to crystalgun.com and order one of these books to get you started. And the good thing about it is, folks, they got room to write notes. So the questions are there, then you answer them with your notes. So then this becomes a guidebook that you created for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
It's a beautiful, I like this idea.
Yeah.
It's really great.
And it just lends, people don't know how to start the conversation, so it becomes a conversation starter about finances.
And
We
here's
have
a
to
question,
talk about it.
Here's a question I think people need to ask themselves. Would you rather spend money on things, people, or experiences? That's an interesting answer.
Oh.
Think about that. Because you wake up and you got all that dust on all that stuff you bought. You could have taken that nice trip you wanted.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
Something nice for yourself.
Go towards the back of that and
Let's
pull
go
out
towards the
one
back.
of those that.
See what we got.
In the back of the book.
Woo. Okay. What does your credit say about your level of self-love and self-worth? Folks, if you got bad credit and it's low, you got a low score, one of them 600 scores.
So we always talk about self-care, and people think about self-care of themselves. What am I doing for me mentally? What am I doing, relaxation and all of that. But part of self-care is also financial, because some of that stress is financial stress, so you got to make sure that your finances is right. Those finances are going to impact every area of your life.
Miss Broden, tell her about the Saturday call, because she's going to have to get in on that one.
Absolutely.
What
Yes.
is it?
Well, Hood Researcher broadcasts morning, afternoon, and night.
Okay.
And Saturday afternoon is from 3 p.m. until 6 p.m. And we encourage people to use the number that I'll give you. You don't have to get out of your bed, your easy chair, your backyard, or your basement. Just dial 1-978-990-5000. And the access code is 338729. Press the pound key and you'll hear us talking. It's in its third year now. We started because at Hood Research we were getting phone calls. I'm mad. Wait, what? You mad? You mad? Oh, yeah, I'm bored, and that governor shut down a bowling alley and the movies, and we can't go to the bars. And I'm like, oh, my goodness. So we kind of listened to that, but then we started getting calls from people who said, I'm depressed. I'm sad. I'm having anxiety attacks, and I don't know what to do. So we talked about it and thought about it and decided to have our Saturday afternoon calls.
I love it.
You can call at 3 p.m. and you can leave at 3:30, or you can come on at 4 and stay to 5. Or there are some people who stay on from 3 to 6.
Wow.
Others who go shopping, come back, and put their headset on and put up their groceries while they listen. And others call in to discuss with people who will call in. We had a judge to call in. She wrote a book about her life. She talked about it, and people enjoyed that. We've had comedians on. And one fun thing, the day that the president and vice president were sworn in, I said, hey, guys, you got to call in at 12 o'clock. And bring your glass of milk, your coffee, your wine, or your Jack Daniels. But we are going to have
2 minutes, Miss
a
Broden.
celebration. Listen now. And so that day happened, and everybody, called in, and we listened. I said, okay, so now that that's over, it's our turn. We want you to give your, applause to the president. And that's what we did that afternoon. And they were glad they did, because the black community had been given the accolades for getting the president over the finish line. So that's what we did. So that's just a little caption of what we do on Saturday afternoon.
I think that's awesome.
Thank you.
And you'll get all the information in the kit. Folks,
yes.
Next Monday we'll be back on. Talk to them, 9 a.m., 10:30. We shutting it down. It was a great show. Miss Broden is the best Hood Research. You got to become a member, folks. I'm going to tell you one more time. $20 individual, $40 business, lifetime individual, $300, lifetime business, $500. I'm telling you, it's a benefit for you, the community, and this city, and the country, because we got members all over the world.
Yes, we do.
Enjoyed you, Crystal Gunn.
I enjoyed you both.
Booker T.
Thank you.
Washington Business Association, Detroit. What was the other one?
Detroit United Front.
Detroit United Front, and then the National Business League.
Correct.
We doing it. We done.
DUF Detroit.
All right. Tim said shut it down. So everybody say goodbye to the...
Feedback. Hi, this is Theo Broughton,
And I am Thabiti Mpinda.
inviting you to join us each Monday at 9 a.m. for Feedback.
A positive image production by Hood Research.
Encourage others to tune in each Monday on
Comcast Detroit, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, watch WHPR TV Network anywhere.
and take us along with you. Feedback.